My name is Paul Luna, and you're tuned into F&B Lunacy. I am here today with Chef Steven Lingenfelter. Chef, tell us about yourself and your company.
Man, how bored do you want to be? No, I'm a chef here in Atlanta. I've been in Atlanta since 2003. I've worked for Buckhead Life. I've worked at strip clubs. I've worked various places until 2013 when we decided to stop working for other people and kind of jump, as you say. And we started Illegal Food as a pop-up, and it gained traction within less than a year. And we were getting contacted by Zagat and AJC, and just all kinds of publications started hitting us up once we won Best Burger in Atlanta. So we beat, Holman and Finch and the people that laid all the groundwork, I guess, for burgers in Atlanta. Yeah, we grew really fast, probably too fast, to be completely honest. And, within, 2 years of starting, basically doing like underground rogue catering, and then into pop-up events, and then into basically a subcontractor where we just used a kitchen out of an existing business because they didn't have a kitchen going. We closed in late 2017, and me and my wife took a break and traveled to Asia a few times, and fell in love with, being free, I guess, not being tied, and the stress, of having a restaurant and coming up with that much money every month to make sure everything gets paid, and losing nights of sleep. So once we closed, we took a break for a little bit, and then we jumped back into where we started and doing pop-ups. So we were going to all the breweries that were opening in town, because there was lots of breweries opening in town. A lot of good beer, and you need good food with good beer. So we've been doing. Olive wants to say hello.
Yes, beautiful dog.
Thank you. So we did that for, since we closed the restaurant. So we've still worked for ourselves. We hustle. We work our butts off. We do whatever we need to do to get by. And then once the pandemic hit, we stopped going to breweries because, places were closed, and there's all these guidelines and this and that and this. And it was just not just uncomfortable, but nobody knows anything yet. Everything's still new. And so we decided that wouldn't be a good idea, because you're interacting with the general public, even if you're, outside. So we've been just doing meal prep for a lot of families. We have a huge subscription to our website where people get first choices on meals. This week, we're actually doing pho from a recipe that I brought back from a lady in Vietnam. And we delivered. It's just me and my wife partner. Sometimes we have friends help us out. And we've been doing that literally every week for the past year. And it's kept us afloat during a time where we weren't working as much. So that's sort of what we got going on now. We're actively actually looking over a lease for a new space now to do a takeaway, delivery only concept until things get back to some semblance of normalcy, and to rent a ghost kitchen and just run delivery only. Like, you just order through our app and the food shows up.
What turns you on about cooking?
I guess cooking doesn't really have any boundaries. Yeah, there's some guidelines and some finesse and whatnot, but you can kind of do whatever the hell you want to do, and to have that freedom, it's almost artistic. It takes a lot of creativity to put together dishes that taste good. And, you can't always measure salt. You can only taste it. It's either too much or not enough, or it needs more, it needs less. And you can't teach that. It's just like you can't teach people to draw. Either they can draw or they cannot draw. So, yeah, you're either born with it or you're just a freak of nature and you just all of a sudden learn it.
Were you a culinary student?
Yeah, you know, I was, but I don't think that people really honestly need to go to school. I think that for some discipline and for, you know, basic skills, if you don't already have it, like my first job was cooking. So I didn't go to culinary school. I didn't even take home ec, but I grew up around my mom who always cooked. My grandmother always cooked. And so, you know, the culinary school, I honestly, if I could go back and do it, I probably wouldn't have gone.
Fill in the blank. Cooking is
Life. I mean, you got to eat, right? Why not eat something good? I mean, life's too short to eat shitty food.
What was your relationship like with your employees?
Man, I don't know how people do it. It's tough to like find that balance to where you don't piss people off, but you get them to do what you want. You know, there's a lot of give and take and a lot of trust that you need to, like, it's tough managing people. It really, really is. It's a love-hate relationship, I guess.
Why did you get involved in culinary?
As if you can't tell, I like to eat. So, so I grew up in a pretty vanilla household as far as like being introduced to new foods. Like it was, you know, I grew up in the South, so it was meat and potatoes and vegetables. Like there wasn't any Chinese food and there wasn't sushi. When my parents would order in when I was like growing up and they would get pizza or whatever, I would always want to go to the Chinese restaurant next door and get something to go and not eat the pizza. And so I've just always loved food. I love trying food. I love tasting new things. And I mean, there's just so much out there. It's crazy. I bought a $9 piece of fruit at the market the other day because I hadn't tasted it even when we were in Vietnam, and it's only like 50 cents for this piece of fruit or less. And I saw it here and I was like, oh, let's try it. Oh, it's $12 a pound. So I bought one piece to taste, and like I got it home and we ate it and it was just like, like, you know, but you won't know till you try it. But now I know what a $9 piece of fruit tastes like.
What does playing with yourself mean to you?
Jeez, I guess cooking in the kitchen's playing with yourself, especially like if you're the first one there, you crank the music up, you get in that zone, you start creating or doing whatever. I mean, that's, I guess, mentally playing with yourself, challenging yourself. You know, if you're not learning, you're not growing, kind of thing.
Are there any particular ingredient you cannot be without?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. There's more than one. I mean,
name a few.
Oh, like I don't know how anybody doesn't like foie gras. I don't know how anybody doesn't like chicken liver, even like pate or a mousse or terrine or whatever. Oh, man, that's a tough one. Garlic, butter, onions, bacon. I mean,
what do you think of plant-based trend?
Man, my thing is if you're wanting to be a vegetarian, why do you want to eat something that tastes like meat? Like the Impossible Burger. I don't know. It just seems there's so much work that goes into that. What all's in it, number one. Number two, it's supposed to taste and feel like meat. So why are you wanting to eat that if you're a I'm confused a little bit by that aspect. But hey, like I would rather, if I'm a vegetarian, I'd rather eat just vegetables. I wouldn't want to transform them into fake meat and try to get satisfied off eating that. I'd rather just eat the vegetable. You know, like that. I'd rather eat it in its whole form than it transformed into something that it isn't. I don't know.
Is there a food-related product you eat that is embarrassing?
Yeah, really shitty chicken nuggets. But not like, hold on, I'll take that back. They're Springer Mountain Farms chicken. So they're at least a better quality chicken, but they're still like childish. I mean, like, I just want something quick. I throw it in the air fryer or the toaster oven or whatever, and I'll eat it. I like junk food. Like, I'm bad at eating potato chips. I like potato chips a lot. They're probably not really good for you. Yeah, just like, I don't sit there and eat ice cream out of the freezer. I at least act like a human and put some in a bowl. I'm not saying I'm an animal, but yeah, I like stupid junk food.
This is a bit of an odd question. Do you consider yourself a lunatic?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I don't know how my wife puts up with it. I'm 100%. I'm a Scorpio, number one. I've got a temper like that. I don't know. I like to do crazy stuff. You know, I don't think that but what is normal? You know, what is normal anymore? Nothing's normal. What do you define as a lunatic?
I define someone as a lunatic as an illogical thinker.
Oh, no. See, I'm pretty logical. I have good critical thinking skills.
I don't know. I don't know. Because logic doesn't make sense, right?
True.
Because how we think is not how we live. So, we have to enter it through an illogical way. So logical thinking doesn't make sense. Illogical thinking does.
Or overthinking.
Yes. Does your wife cook, or is she front of the house?
She tries. She thinks that it's very difficult to cook for me because she says that I'm picky, but I don't really think I'm picky. Now, her mom can cook. Her mom's Italian, like second generation Italian, or her parents were born in Italy, and then her father's Puerto Rican, and they were born. His family was born and raised in Puerto Rico, so she's got two good genes, and they can both cook. But man, no, she can't cook. She can fry a really good egg. She can make like a quesadilla or something like that, but she doesn't like cooking. That's not her thing.
Is she aware that you know this about her, or is she aware that?
Yeah, she admits it. She can't admit it.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. She gets really flustered in the kitchen. Now hold on. She ran. If someone didn't show up at the restaurant, she would take over their station in a heartbeat without asking. She's front of house. She's always been a bartender or, a server or manager, front of house. And so when we got together in 2009, that's how I got her, because I cooked for her because she couldn't cook. She'd eat a frozen TV dinner or, a thing of ramen noodles or something like that. So I do all the cooking mostly in the house. She'll make breakfast, like leftovers, like she'll make fried rice or something like that. But she's not grilling a steak or, making a composed dish, no.
Chef Steven, is there anything that you would like to share with us that's important to you that you would like to discuss and share with us?
Oh, God. You want to put me on the spot? I've learned something over the past couple years, and that's, time goes by really fast, like really, really fast. So I recommend that people, stay nice, try to be nice to each other, love everybody, and don't sweat the small shit. It ain't worth it.